friends, this is Shona with another micro lesson. Let me get my microphone. With another micro lesson in English for non-native speakers. And today I want to talk a bit about writing. My writing tends to be very clear and easy to read. And while that's kind of a gift of mine, the skills that I use are very learnable, and I can teach you how to do that. My husband years ago, and he's given me permission to say this, but years ago when I first started editing and proofreading his writing, it was kind of terrible. But over the years, he has improved so much. And there are these elements to really good, clear, convincing writing that flows, that gives readability to your writing. And you can learn them. Probably no one has taught you. You know, the focus is just on learning how to communicate in English, and that's great. If you can speak English, that's wonderful, and you should feel really good about it. But when you want to up your game and be super clear and concise in your writing and make a convincing argument, whether in an email or a letter, like a cover letter for a new job, you know, maybe you need to write an essay for school, or I don't know, a letter to a friend, and you need to convince somebody. It helps if you can lay out your argument using a style that's sort of conducive to the person reading your words. So the first kind of issue I want to tackle is the passive voice. The passive voice has its place, but in English, we typically, our sentence structure is subject, verb, and then direct object. And in the passive voice, it is there's still a subject and a verb, of course, but the emphasis, the most important element in a passive voice sentence tends to be the receiver. So an example would be an active voice. An example is, the girl kicked the ball. Very easy. The girl kicked the ball. Passive voice would be, the ball was kicked by the girl. There's a little bit more emphasis put on the ball. So that's fine if that's your intention, but for the most, you don't want to overuse the passive voice. It can add words. So the girl was kicked by, the girl was kicked. The ball was kicked by the girl. It's 7 words, but the girl kicked the ball is only 5. So if you've got a paragraph this long and you've got a bunch of extra words, it just kind of belabors the point of what you're trying to say. The reader does just a little bit more work. And passive voice sentences, they require some form of the verb be. So in that example I gave you, the ball was kicked by the girl. So extra words is my point. We can tackle the passive voice a little bit more next week. I just want to introduce the fact that I want to tackle elements of good style in your writing, and I hope that that appeals to you. Let me know what you think. Is this something that you'd like? And I look forward to speaking to you next week. This is Shona, and I'm out. Bye.